Good evening, everyone. Good night or good morning, whenever you're partaking and watching this. My name is Carlos Hans, and I will be discussing landscape corridors. Introduction. Are we as humans intruding on nature's and animal space? I don't know if anybody's really thought about this today. How would you like it if someone busted into your bathroom stall while you were in there performing your dirty private business? Sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, let's take a picture. Take a look at the picture to the right. Yeah, a little pun intended there. This is exactly how animals feel as humans' growth and expansion has led to their migration and ultimate intrusion upon their homes. Let's face it, we as humans created buildings, roads, various different infrastructures and bridges in order to advance the overall human quality of life. That's how things initially started off. But let's face it, as time's moved on, we've definitely intruded upon animals and plants, which they've all become quite scarce. Landscape conservation / corridors. With that being stated, my topic is about landscape conservation, or simply put, landscape corridors. Landscape corridors is a strategy that's used in order to protect plants and animals while increasing their ability to migrate across vast landscapes, which tends to be dominated by humans. In addition, landscape corridors are strips of land that connect isolated patches of habitat, which serve as the lifelines for plants that live within these connected patches. Studies have proven that these patches are useful tools for conserving biodiversity. Moving along, corridor. Yeah, I've never seen one. Well, according to research, there are three main types of corridors. If you take a look to your right, I know they're listed four, but we're going to talk about three. First is linear, which is typically described as being long strips of vegetation that tends to grow alongside of rivers and streams of water. Second, stepping stones. This happens to have connected nodes and provides food and shelter for animals. Lastly, third, landscape. An altered landscape that provides cover and safety for migration of animals. Corridors have roles, not movie roles though. Corridors ultimately provide numerous necessities for nature. Those being, let's take a look to the right, a habitat, a conduit, a barrier, filter, source, and last one is sink, which is when organisms enter the corridor but aren't able to survive. Source is where individuals exit the corridor. Last, let's move forward, Biodiversity, anyone? Aha! Biodiversity refers to the vast array of life forms within an ecosystem. That being, we as humans depend on nature for countless matters. Medicine, food, and water, just to name a few. With expansion or improvement of quality of life, in my sort of political voice, of highways, homes and bridges and infrastructures, we as humans have become a serious threat to biodiversity. Humans constantly clear large scale of lands, which include primary forestry, poaching, and hunting, which has contributed to the decline of animal and plant diversity. This brings up a question that research small or shortly touches upon. Are things morally correct? Oftentimes people tend to avoid morality as a whole, but forget that we have a duty and responsibility as humans to utilize things around us in a proper manner. Although one may not believe in the term or concept of morality, should we not divulge ourselves into the concept of preservation? If one has the ability to recognize a need, then that person should try to attain the ability to solve it. This brings about the concept of not intruding totally on something that was here before us, meaning vast lands of sea, marshes, and other species of animals and plants did not invade our space. Yet we as humans continue to live in a sort of dominative way of which threatens the lives of plants and animal species. Threat to biodiversity. It's a great quote here that says, if we pollute the air, water, and soil that keep us alive and well and destroy the biodiversity, that allows natural systems to function. No amount of money will save us, and this couldn't be so true. The threat to biodiversity is extremely important Because with this battle, I mean war of words, I mean political battle and election that's taking place, biodiversity and the conservation of land is something that is taking place today, especially at the political level of life. You know, corridors can possibly act as a sort of barrier to protect plants and animals, that being a source of protection for proper preservation. While on the other hand, if utilized properly, the land can be a trade-off for humans if we're utilizing it for the necessary life improvement. In addition, this can bring a sense of morality as well, which we talked about. My personal statement on the matter. My personal opinion is that human consumption of land has to be highly regulated. Although many projects of expansion may push human development and quality of life, they also tend to hurt animals and the land they live in. Humans must learn to utilize the space we already have, which is very large. Because as animals do not intrude upon us. I mean, from time to time you might catch a raccoon or two or a possum or two in your trash, but let's face it, we're the ones that are in their land. We're the ones who lack conservation and simply tend to consume everything around us. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and if you have any questions, I'd love some feedback.